Well, good day, viewers, and welcome to today's Sports Wrap Show. I'm your host, Brian Monango, updating you with the latest sports news. Well, before we do dive into our show, I'd just like to wish every worker out there a happy Workers' Day. Hopefully, you guys are getting some rest before a hectic end to the week. Well, with that being said, let's get into today's hit list. Well, to start off this beautiful Wednesday, we do have our team, the MyZone team and the NTV team that have traveled all the way to the south to Stampriet as we are getting ready for the NAPSO Private School Week. This is part of the Winter Games where they have a lot of games that are taking place, namely rugby, hockey, netball, yekske, more games that are being played. We do have a few clips and a few interviews of the day that has already started on Stampriet at El Nathan, so please do stay tuned for that.
Ja, dis die plek waar ons is natuurlik privaat skool El Nathan hier in die rooi kanarie op Stampriet en dis die week der weke, dis die privaat skole, die NAPSO privaat skole week wat aan die gang is lankal weer 'n naweekie van vandag af tot Saterdag toe is dit groot aksie, baie sport, baie om te eet, baie gasvryheid op 'n pragtige perseel en die weer is speel saam soos 'n vriend van my altyd sê, the weather is together. Dis glad nie te warm nie, is glad nie te koud in die oggende nie. Heerlike tyd wat saam wees. So ons gaan saam met die kuier vir die volgende 4 dae. Moet dit nie mis nie. Moet dit glad nie mis nie. Dis wonderlik om hier te wees. En hou 'n bietjie dop, kyk net hoe pragtig lyk die terrein en die omgewing ook so 'n bietjie uit die lug uit. Van nou net af gaan jy daardie ook kan sien. So kyk baie mooi hoe lyk al hierdie dinge ook.
My naam is Leon Ras. Ek is in graad 7. Ek speel rugby en boogskiet. Ja.
My naam is Aje van die Kerk. Ek doen hierdie sport al vir 3 jaar is boogskiet. Dit is vir my baie lekker en dis 'n eieman sport. Jy moet maar met jouself beklei hierso en ek wil nog aangaan en my mikpunt vir die jaar is om ontwikkelingsspan te kry. En ek hoop die kompetisie wat ons nou skiet gaan goed en die jare wat voorgaan. Maar dis net nie lekker hierdie wind hier in die suide nie, maar ons is reg vir nog kompetisies. Ja, en baie dankie.
Ja, en dis vir my 'n voorreg dat ons so land kan hê dat ons kan boogskiet. Ja, my mikpunt is ook eintlik om soos in die span te kom, die nasionale span, dat ons ook 'n nasionale span kan hê. Ja,
dankie.
Hallo julle, ek is Jamma Vermeulen, ek is 'n graad 5 leerling in El Nathan. Soos julle kan sien, ons het vandag boogskiet en ek dink ek het goed gedoen. En ek doen al vir 2 jaar boogskiet, maar ons almal hoop ons doen goed. Dankie.
Okay, hallo, my naam is Leanne Kalkler. Ek is 'n graad 10 leerder in El Nathan. Ek doen boogskiet vandag en sover voel ek baie goed daaroor. Ek het al 'n 50 geskiet. So ek is baie opgewonde daaroor en ja, ek het hard geoefen vir hierdie. Ek doen al boogskiet vir 4 of 5 jaar en ek dink hierdie is my kompetisie, ons gaan goed doen.
Hallo almal, ek is Renier Prinsloo, ek kom van Nathan Privaat Skool af. Dit is 'n groot dankbaar om te prepare vir hierdie kompetisie, maar nou dat ons finally doen is dit baie lekker. En dit vat baie geduld en tyd, maar boogskiet is 'n lekker sport.
Say goodbye summer and hello savings with WB. Buy 2 liters Sunpick cooking oil for $64.99. 5 kg Sugar King white sugar for $87.99. 2 kg Nam milk or Maire for only $43.99 each. Huggies Dry Comfort jumbo packs for $199.99 each. And a pack of 8 one-ply Twin Saver toilet rolls for $42.99. Stay updated with the latest deals and more at www.voermanbrock.com.
Well, Well, Stampriet definitely is the place to be this weekend, as they do have events starting today until Saturday. You guys all know it is Wednesday, and we do have an Athletes World recap for you. We'll be talking to Vera Luza, the Sportswoman of the Year 2023. So please do stay tuned as we get ready for her. Okay, well, this is episode 2 of Athletes World, and you guys are probably wondering, who are we having at IJG Trails? And we have none other than Vera Luza. Vera, how are you doing today?
I'm great, thank you.
Okay, before we do get into this conversation, just so you guys know, Vera won the Namibian Sports Commission Awards Sportswoman of the Year. Okay, Vera, let's just run through that. How was last year for you? Sports-wise, winning the Sportswoman of the Year award. Yeah, what did it take for you last year?
Yeah, I mean, to win the Sportswoman of the Year, you have to have a whole year of good performances, which
Exactly.
I really did have.
Yeah.
I had a phenomenal year last year. I started with winning the national champs in January on the road bike, then going to South Africa, winning the Cape Epic, which is also known as the biggest mountain bike race in the world, comparable to the Tour de France on the road. And then from there I went to Europe. I raced there quite a few races. I won the Swiss Epic, which is the European Cape Epic. And then I won my first World Cup in France in September. So yeah, it was a really good year. And then in October I broke my hand. So I had a little bit of a break there, which was maybe good because now I can go in full swing into this year again.
Wow. Just a few of the achievements. I mean, Switzerland Epic. How was that? We watched that on TV and we were cheering for you the whole way because we had to cover it all the way from here. And we saw you guys were in a team. You guys had a 2-man team, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, and the roads looked epic. But yeah, tell us about that. How long was it, like the distance-wise, and how did you enjoy it?
Yeah, the Swiss Epic is 5 days and the distances are between 60 and 100 kilometers a day, but with a lot of climbing. They have different climbs there than we have here. They have the Alps. And yes, it's a 2-person team. So I was racing with my Mauritian friend Kim Lacourt that I also raced the Cape Epic with. And yeah, we just have a phenomenal partnership which really helps in those races. And then somehow we could pull it off. I always thought I'm not a good climber, but I think since I moved to Switzerland a few years ago, I really had to improve in that. So now my climbing skills are much better.
Much better. Okay, then let's talk about where it all began for you. When did you get into cycling and
I've been cycling for a long time already. I started as a little girl. If I see the little girls now riding, I'm like, that's where I started. So I started with the age of 8, and I always enjoyed cycling. My brother was doing it, my bigger brother, and what he can do, I can also do. So I had to go into cycling. I also did a few other sports like swimming. I tried all kinds of sports, but then, cycling just stick to me. Like it's such a nice sport. It's outdoor. You can do it with people. I just love it. So at a point I had to decide what I wanted to do, and then I decided for cycling, and I think that was definitely the right decision.
And you went for it and you stayed on track till today.
Yes.
Okay, well, speaking of origins, where do you originate from? Where do you come from? Where did you grow up in? You said you're cycling from a young age. Where did you grow up? When did you move to Switzerland and all of that?
I grew up in Windhoek.
Okay.
Born and raised in Windhoek. I went
City girl?
Yes, City girl. I went to the German school here, finished my school there. After that, I went to South Africa to study there. Always took my bike with. And then I met my now husband in South Africa, and he is from Switzerland. That's how I ended up in Switzerland.
Okay.
So it was the next step to go there. The racing in Europe is just so much better and so much more competitive. So if you want to do the next step, you have to go there. So for me, it was like the next step, but I also enjoy it, but I still love coming back to Namibia.
Okay, well, and your husband is a well-decorated cyclist as well, mountain biker. I don't know, what do we call you guys? Is it cyclist? Is it mountain biker, or is it a bit of both?
I think Connie is definitely a mountain biker, pure mountain biker, marathon mountain biking. Actually, it's a longer distance. I love my mountain bike marathon. I'm actually really good at it, but I do road races as well, like the 2 Olympics I've been to, that was on the road bike. So I have a soft spot for that as well. But I like the balance. I think it's also good for one to not only do one thing, but I would say my heart is still on the mountain bike.
Mountain bike. I think Alex said the same thing when we spoke about what he is, and he classified himself as an all-around person, but preferably the mountain biking is where it's at. But yeah, your husband is a well-decorated mountain biker, and you are as well. Tell me, how do you guys complement each other? Did you learn a lot from him? Do you guys work out together? Because I mean, you guys complement each other so well when it comes to the racing.
Yeah, I think I definitely learned a lot of him. I mean, I got to know him when I was 20.
Okay.
And we've been together for almost 10 years now, so quite a long time. And he is a little bit older than me, so he has had those 4 years of more experience already.
Yeah.
So when I met him, my training got so much more professional. I started eating better, recovering better. It's all of these things. Cycling is not about what you do on the bike. It's actually a 24/7 job. You have to look that you eat right, that you sleep right, that you recover, that you train right. It's the whole package. And I think doing that together with your partner, it's so much easier then. Because if you had a partner that just wants to go party every night, and you're like, oh, but I have to go to bed at 9 because I have to go race tomorrow morning at 6.
That'll be a problem.
It won't work. So like this, we really complement each other. He knows what I need. I know what he needs. He helps me in so many aspects. He cleans my bikes. He fixes my bikes. He helps me with all of that stuff. I maybe help him a little bit with making food or something. I think he helps me more than I help him. But it's a give and take, right?
Yeah, it's a give and take.
So I think we found a good way that works for us.
Okay, does it ever become competitive on the race bike?
I think because I'm a woman and he's a man, I know I'm the weaker one. But sometimes if we do intervals together and I'm on the road bike and he's on the mountain bike and I can really hurt him, I do like that.
Okay, well, I mean, there must be room for a bit of competition. But yeah,
it's a healthy competition.
Healthy competition, definitely. Speaking of plans for the year, 2024, what can we expect from Ferraluza? What are your plans for this year? What do you plan on doing and improving on this year?
Yeah, so this year is a big year again. It's Olympic year, it's 2024. I started my season in Namibia, which also has the reason because Windhoek is actually on altitude, so it's really good for training. It's good for base training beginning of the year. Lucky me that the Namibian national champs were end of January, so I could squash that in as well.
Recovered your title, if I'm not mistaken.
Yes.
Congratulations to Ferraluza, got the title back.
Thank you. And then I'm leaving to South Africa next weekend, and then I'll start my mountain bike season there. I'll have a first stage race, 4-day stage race, and then another 1-day stage race, and it's all as preparation for the Cape Epic again. Unfortunately, I can't race the Cape Epic with Kim Lacourt again. She is moving to the road bike more this year, which is quite a bummer because we had a really good partnership.
Good partnership, definitely.
But I think I've found a worthy partner. It's not out who it is yet, so stay tuned.
Stay tuned. Okay.
And then that will definitely be my first big season highlight. And then from there, I'll go back to Europe and I want to compete at the Marathon World Cup, which is more between April and beginning of June. And then end of July, beginning of August are the Olympic Games that I hopefully qualify for. So Namibia has a spot for that already. But now internally of Namibia, I still have to prove myself. I think I'm on a good way, but it's not my decision to make.
Okay.
And that's August, and then another big race for me will be the Marathon World Champs, Mountain Bike Marathon World Champs in September in America.
Wow.
So I have big goals for there.
Wow, okay.
So let's see what I can do.
And then Nedbank Desert Dash, obviously. That's also, are you also doing that this year?
I mean, my husband Connie, he loves coming to Namibia for that. It's his favorite race.
We all know. Trust me, we all know it's his favorite race.
So he already said it's his 10th month, so he has to come back for it. I mean, if he comes, I also have to come. Okay. I'm considering maybe doing it solo, maybe not. I'll see how the year unfolds. I mean, it's always such a good vibe at the Nedbank Desert Dash. So if I'm here, I have to do it.
I mean, it's his 10th Nedbank Desert Dash, so I think it will only make it sweeter if you are also involved in it.
Yeah, especially, I mean, the reason why he's coming back to do it is because of me, because he got the Namibian connection.
You know, so it only makes sense that you are there with him. Okay, so before we do, not let you leave, not yet, I don't think so, but we have this thing where we always ask our guest on the show to give out a message to the young riders. I mean, we do have young cyclists that are out there that you do inspire, that look at you, that stand and look up at you. Yeah, what message do you have for them? What word of advice would you give to the youth?
Sure, I mean, Namibian cycling is really growing, especially with youngsters, and I love seeing it. There needs to be an NX Vera Lusa in a few years, or even now already, they can come, they have to come. But they just have to keep going. It's such a beautiful sport. Go out, just ride your bike, take your friends with. Don't do it alone. It's so much nicer if we can do it together.
Yeah.
But most importantly, just have fun.
Most importantly, just have fun. I think we've got accustomed to those words now, guys, like it's being said, most importantly, just have fun. How does, my question is, how does your daily day go about? How does your day look like on a daily basis, like in the morning to before you go to bed?
I get up around 6, depending on what time I go on the bike.
Yeah.
If I go with people, sometimes I want to go earlier, so I have to get up earlier. And then I train, say, 3 to 5 hours a day. Then I come home, I have a recovery shake, I have lunch, then maybe I still have gym in the afternoon. Then I still work. I have online work that I can do, so in the afternoon I still sit in front of the laptop.
Okay.
And then in the evening it's usually still some stretching or yoga, and then I'm usually off to bed quite early.
Okay.
So yeah, I guess it's quite a boring life, but I prefer it. I like being outside, and what I especially like about being an athlete and what I can do is I can be anywhere in the world.
Yeah.
Basically, to do my work, I can see so many places, meet so many people, see so many cultures.
Yeah.
That's what I really, really love about it. So that's also what keeps me going.
What keeps you going? I think the beauty of cycling that I've seen based off the people we've spoken to is you guys get to travel a lot. You guys get to see the beautiful places. But yeah, if you have to name, I know it's a tough one, but name 5 achievements out of everything that you've done so far that you would say have a special place in your heart. I'm sure they all do, but I'm sure you do have your favorites. So if you have to name us 5 of your favorites, which ones would it be?
It would definitely be the Cape Epic win last year.
The Cape Epic last year?
Then
we'll show some footage of the Cape Epic. I'm
Yes.
sure you do have some
Yeah.
cool stuff for us to showcase to the viewers.
I'm sure I can get something. And then the Commonwealth Games, I came 4th 2022
Wow.
in the road race,
Yeah.
which was super close. It was the sprint, and I could smell that medal. I could almost feel it. Just away. That was quite special for me.
Yeah,
It was
okay.
just that feeling of being able to compete right in front.
Wow.
And then the World Cup win last year.
World Cup win last year.
I was battling until the last downhill, and with the first goal, and she was always in front of me. And then in the last downhill, I just gave it everything. And I
But you
could
have.
still pass her. And then 2016, when I won the African champs on the road bike,
Yeah.
and with that I qualified for my first Olympics.
First Olympics.
That was very special. And then probably the Swiss Epic last year.
Swiss
Just
Epic. Yeah,
coming
Swiss
to
Epic.
a race that I thought never suits me of all of the climbing, and then I come there and I can win it. So that was quite a cool feeling.
I think my favorite is also the Swiss Epic, because I watched that live and we had to stay tuned, and it was an everyday race. So I asked Andrew, question was like, for how long do these guys cycle? And Andrew was like, no, it's a few days, and it looked muddy, and you guys are full of mud, and there's just a lot going on. But yeah, before we do let you leave, speaking of your top achievements that you just mentioned, especially like the one that I'd like to pick out is when you got your first Olympics. How did that feel? How did you feel going for your first Olympics?
I mean, I was quite young when I went for my first Olympics. To be honest, I was overwhelmed.
Yeah.
It's such a big event, and I mean, I've done big events before, but it's cycling events. So maybe the cycling people follow it.
Yeah.
But if you go to Olympics, the whole world follows it. Yeah. And that's quite impressive. And we come from a small country. I say small because it's a big country with little people. And we come there with a very small delegation.
Yeah.
I mean, in Rio, we were 7 athletes, very small. And yeah, you're one of them, or you're one of the athletes that already made it there.
Yeah.
And I mean, the expectations were not high, but I remember the sports minister came to us the night before my race, and he said, "You already made it. We are already proud of you, no matter what happens."
Yeah.
And I'm like, he's actually right. We made it. Like, we are representing Namibia.
You worked hard for your money, and DSTV gives you a lot more to enjoy for a lot less than you think. So rather than fast food just for you, how about entertainment for the whole family? Instead of date night with your bae, how about countless nights for you, bae, and the kids? And don't settle for a few hours with your homies.
Settle in with over 720 hours of the best entertainment on the continent.
Triple drum roll.
We've got everything, including movies, series, sport, kids,
Totally awesome.
and local shows.
I'm here.
Watch on the go with DSTV Stream and control your entire account with the My DSTV app. Enjoy incredible extras like crystal clear HD, box office, and catch up. And with so many different package options, there's something to suit every pocket. DSTV, a lot more to enjoy for a lot less than you think.
Good day everyone, time for international sports news, starting off with soccer news first. It's soccer news from the Champions League, and it's a first round game in the quarter-final that was played, and it was Bayern Munich that played at home, and they could only drew 2-2, and that was against Real Madrid, two powerhouses of European football clashing there. What happened in the game was that it was Vinicius Jr. that scored twice for Real Madrid, and that was for them to earn a very important draw. He scored in the 24th minute and then again in the 83rd minute with a penalty. It was Bayern Munich that led most of the way, and they scored first with Sané scoring in the 53rd minute, and then it was Harry Kane that scored a penalty in the 57th minute, but Real Madrid made it 2-2 late in the game, and so it's all to play for. That will be next Wednesday, and that game will be played at the Bernabeu Stadium, and that will be a home advantage for Real Madrid. Moving on to tennis news, Madrid Open that continues. It's getting closer to the finals over the weekend. In the men's division, it is the experienced Rafael Nadal, unfortunately out of the tournament. He lost to Jiri Lehecki, and Lehecki won that game 7-5, 6-4. And that is also Casper Ruud, and the number 5 seed. He's out of the tournament. He lost to Felix Auger-Aliassime of Canada. He is unseeded. So good win for Auger-Aliassime, and he won 6-4 and 7-5, also to be through to the quarterfinals. The number 1 and 2 seed in the men's division, both through to the quarterfinals. That is Yannick Sinner of Italy and also Carlos Alcaraz of Spain. On the women's side of the draw, it is Madeline Keys of United States still continuing a good run. She's the 18th seed, but she's through to the quarterfinals, beating Ons Jabeur of Tunisia in 3 sets. It was Madeline Keys that lost the first set by 6-love, but came back to win the second set 7-5 and the third set 6-1 to advance to the quarterfinals. And also number 1 seed Iga Swiatek also safely through, although she lost the first set against Beatriz Haddad Maia of Brazil, and she won 4-6, 6-love and 6-2. Also to advance to the quarterfinals. And to conclude today's international sports news, it's Formula 1 racing news. It is the next Grand Prix will be this coming weekend, the Miami Grand Prix. But the big news is from Red Bull, and it's the leading designer in Formula 1. It's Adrian Newby. He's a team member of Red Bull, and it is still in the news because he wants to resign from the Red Bull team. So negotiations have been opened, and that's discussing his current contract. His current contract runs up till 2025. But it is Adrian Newby that's regarded as Formula 1's greatest ever designer that wants to leave the team immediately. He's apparently not happy with the team principal, Christian Horner, at the Red Bull team. So the biggest discussion point at the moment in his contract is that he's got a 12-month non-complete clause in his contract. That means for 12 months after he resigns, he cannot work for any other team. So that is one of the reasons why he wants to leave the team immediately for the 12 months to run out. There's a strong speculation that Adrian Newby might be joining Ferrari after the 12 months clause is done. That's international sports news for today. Hope you have a great sport day, and we talk international sport again tomorrow. Goodbye.